Hey guys, and welcome back to the next video. Today we are doing something new, at least for this channel, and this is pretty much I recorded all of my Legend League attacks, and now I can just talk over it while you can see what I pretty much saw when attacking all of those bases. And for me it's way easier because then I can concentrate during the attacks on the attack itself, so I don't have to comment on that why I'm doing them, which is way easier for me. So I did that on my German channel. A lot of people liked it. Leave me down below in the comments whether you guys like it as well, or you guys prefer when I do all of my attacks completely live, which means I would do my attacks during the recording and would speak during the recording as well, which means it's way more complicated, but well, if you guys like it more, I would probably start doing it as well. But for now, this is the way to go, since a lot of people liked it so far. So I decided to, why not try it over here as well. So the first attack is Queen Charge Hawk Riders. All of my attacks will be Queen Charge Hawk Riders because that's right now my favorite attack. You guys know, I don't think that's the strongest attack, but still, it's a fun attack to use. It's really, really decent as well to push with in Legend League. And so far it's working pretty good. You guys saw in the beginning where I started when it comes down to trophies, so around a bit higher than 6k. And we take a look at how high we can actually get. We are currently number 1 in Germany, but obviously we want to try to aim for at least top 10 finish in global rankings, because there are so many good Asian players, other war players out there that are ranked really, really highly. And I know that I will be in the end of this season in Poland. I know already that I won't finish in the, I don't know, maybe number 1 or whatever. This is just not possible. I don't have all of the bases that I would need to finish at that high rank. So top 10 would be the goal for this season, and I hope we can accomplish that. And this right now is recorded at, I think, the 22nd. So it's already 1 day later, or a couple of days later, depending on how my video will be uploaded. And in this attack, it was all about the queen pathing. Is she getting the town hall? Do I have to go into the town hall with my Hawk Riders, or can I start from the other side? Because the pathing over there was way better. And in the end, my queen went through a couple of walls, getting the town hall. And this means I could start from the upper side. Meanwhile, you can see how I'm scouting the base, whether anything is missing. I dropped 1 miner on the builder hut. I feel the miner is super important. You can use it really different, in the end for cleanup, if something is staying inside of the base, or at the same time, if you need something tanking for the end, you can target directly a wizard tower or stuff like this, which is super helpful as well. So I like the miner a lot in this army composition for cleanup or just tanking in the end, if you have a splash damage as the last defense. The next one is going to be Mark Johnson, one guys who is really high up there as well. I think this is the second account, which means he's only at 6k trophies roundabout. His main account, I think, is at 6.3, 6.4k, which is really high up there as well. He's top 10, as a top 10 player. So it's always nice. I don't know, I prefer attacking those bases of the top 10 guys instead of the lower trophy players, because I don't know, I feel they're more structured. I could more predict what is happening, while those anti 2-star bases at the at around about 5.7 to 5k, they feel so random. You never know what is happening, and I don't know, I just don't like them. So it's way easier for me to attack those really good war bases, because I have more experience with those. On this one, I used way too late my queen ability, sadly. Or at least the rage. I should have dropped either the rage or the queen ability. Because of this, I have to use the free spell really early on the enemy queen, because my rage, or combination of healers and rage, can't really keep up my queen versus the warden, the enemy queen, and expo. So this is really tricky. So I had to use my free spell. And now I'm just trying to get as much value out of my queen as possible with another rage. And at this point, I already know, okay, my queen is going to die. Where do I start with my hogs from? What is the best option? Should I go risky from the bottom or just safe from the top? And I think at this point I already noticed, in all of my attacks so far, that I think the decision to bring the Earthquake in this army composition was one of my best decisions I ever made, pretty much in the Legend League push so far, because it's so important. Like, I had so many attacks where I could not activate the Town Hall, so I had to wait a little bit longer. I had to use all of my cleanup wizards to actually get the percentage, so I can actually get the Town Hall, which, I don't know, like, the Earthquake is so nice to have most of those attacks, like, for example, in this one as well. Otherwise, this would not have worked at all, pretty much. And we can use all of our loons in the end because we didn't use them in the beginning. I don't know why, actually. But yeah, we have a couple of Hawk Riders onto the Eagle. We have our healers, at least one healer still alive, healing our Hawk Riders. And this means this is going to be a triple in the end. We have the miner at the elixir storage, so everything is looking good. Scrolling through my bar whether I missed anything. And yeah, that's it. The next triple for us. We have 2 more attacks to go. And then in the end, we take a look at how I ended the day and at what rank, especially. Because in one of my last episodes on the German channel, I showed how we finally managed to get, I think, rank 11 at one day. So we're getting slowly back at the top. It takes time, but still, we somehow managed to do it. This one, this was a kind of easy decision on how to attack this base because I actually used that base on my own. It was one of the qualifier bases which got used from one of the Japanese clans, and it looked super good for trophy pushing, so I decided, okay, let's try it out. And actually a lot of players copied my version of that. For example, I put all of the heroes next to the town hall, I put the bomb tower next to that if someone was trying to like get some value with his king over there, because, well, the bomb tower gets away all of the barbarians immediately, which is nice. And yeah, apparently a lot of guys copied that, so I knew how to attack this base. Most of the time there are a lot of traps around the town hall, which is always super nice if you're going into that with your queen charge. And on this one, the big issue why I decided to not run at this base anymore is this situation right now. You can get rid of the town hall while nothing is shooting at you, but at the same time you can't really get any defenses behind the town hall to make sure that the attacker has the rage, because there's this huge dead zone, like with the 2 builder huts. If you put defenses over there, the base is getting like, the base doesn't make any sense anymore. So that's like one of the big issues of this base, and that's why I decided to not run it anymore. And it got, well, actually got smashed with entries like this. I use the slammer. Like, one of the most important things on trophy pushing is that you have all of your siege machines available, which means I decided, okay, let's switch to the slammer, because then I can get rid of the Inferno Tower, which is making way more sense for my attack right now. And then I just use the Hawk Riders. Meanwhile, the Ice Golem and P.E.K.K.A. can't leave the compartment, but still they're tanking a little bit. And the Warden is following the Hawk Riders, another rage spell, because I don't really need that for my queen, because, well, the healers are getting roasted anyways. I still have my P.E.K.K.A. left. I decided to use it in front of my queen, so the P.E.K.K.A. can tank for my queen, which is nice. And then we are freezing, trying to get as much freeze value as possible with our last remaining freeze spell and the heal spell for the Inferno Tower as well. We still have our queen ability, we still have the miner, and this is like one of the situations where there's nothing left in the base, which means the P.E.K.K.A. and the Ice Golem cleared everything in the core. And this means we can use the miner on the Inferno Tower to make sure that we have like a small tank. One of the Inferno Tower beams is getting tanked as well, so that's nice to have pretty much. And like I said, you can use the miner wherever, whenever you want on this army. I decided to get rid of the Ice Golem. I think I didn't really make a video on that on the English channel, on why I did that. The reasoning behind that is that in the beginning there were a lot of Tesla farm and a lot of like sneaky anti-2-star bases, for example like this, where the Ice Golem could have actually have potential with trying to freeze a Tesla farm or stuff like this, but most of the top bases are anti-3-star bases, which means you don't really need those, like this Ice Golem. It's like kind of useless. So the P.E.K.K.A. is way more useful in this combination. You can tank really nicely for your siege machine as well. And yeah, this is one of the most popular bases right now. Overall, I think in trophy pushing, at least I see it super often. How you use this is you can make sure that you always go in on the side where the queen is, like, where isn't on the side where the queen not is, because it's super important that you try to outmine your opponent pretty much, because most of the players have the queen side completely stacked with black mines, because most of the players are going in over there, because, well, you can get rid of the queen really early, which is nice. But at the same time, you want to dodge those black mines. Those black mines are super annoying. On this one, I had to use the free spell on the many queen because I don't have the ability anymore. The king, meanwhile, is trying to get rid of the town hall. And as soon as I know, okay, the town hall is down, I can start with my hawk riders from the left, because, well, there's no reason to go into all of the traps on the town hall side, and my queen can maybe get rid of 1 or 2 pups more. So that's nice. And at the same time, the healer transition is way better from the entry from 9 o'clock. So that was the reasoning behind why we started from this side. Then the warden ability to make sure that all of my hawk riders are staying alive, because most of the black of the giant bombs are on this side. So I decided, okay, let's use the warden ability. But this guy has giant bombs apparently all around his town hall, which normally makes no sense. But hey, he decided to do that. And then I tried to make sure that this one hawk rider on the Inferno Tower gets it down. So I used the heal like this. In the end, the Inferno Tower is going down, which means this is going to be a 3-star, even though the healers are still my warden. I don't know why, but they do what they do, I guess. And then the miner, once again, tanking for the backend in combination with the wizard to get rid of 1 more Tesla, which is nice, because then just my hawk riders, I have like 1 defense less, which means always less time issues. And on this one, this is going to be a nice overkill, 3 stars. And this is going to be it is going to be the last attack, because now we're going to the rankings, and where we finished. I finished number 5 on this day and number 1 in Germany. It looks really good for me. I will show you guys how my season ends, and this is one for me. I will see you guys in the next one.